So how could this happen? How did this man right here, wanted for shooting a police officer in New York City and attacking another officer in Louisiana, manage to stay under the radar here in Jacksonville despite several run-ins with police?
First Coast News has learned Lester Pearson, a local rapper who has a lengthy criminal history in Jacksonville, including arrests before and run-ins with police after the shooting in New York, and yet managed to convince officers he was someone else. On your side, Eric Alvarez is live outside JSO headquarters tonight to explain.
Well, this all revolves around a question that is both simple and complicated at the same time, and that is exactly how much investigation is needed when dealing with the victim of a crime. Shots rang out on the night of November 11, 2016 on Princeton Square Boulevard. The resident, Lester Pearson, suffered a gunshot wound. The alleged intruder, Sergio Cox, was killed. Pearson admitted he shot Cox, but told investigators his name was Michael Davis, which First Coast News has learned is the name of his cousin. It appears to be an effort to keep U.S. Marshals off his trail on charges of shooting an officer in New York City and attacking another officer in Louisiana. In response to a First Coast News investigation, JSO says in cases like these, investigators interview the victims. It appears in this case they took Pearson at his word that he was actually Michael Davis. Investigators also check the weapons that are fired, but only to see if they've been reported stolen and to see who originally bought the gun. In a justified shooting, the department says it has no way of verifying if the gun is registered to the shooter because there is no database for gun ownership when firearms change hands. It appears these parameters did not raise the red flags necessary to investigate Pearson's identity further, but a source tells First Coast News almost a year to the date later, JSO had another run-in with Pearson. This traffic ticket is written to Michael Davis for driving with an expired license. The address says Princeton Square Boulevard. It's the exact same address where the 2016 shooting happened, and the paperwork shows the officer even took Pearson's thumbprint. And even then, Pearson managed to keep his true identity a secret from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Now, JSO says with traffic citations like that one, the thumbprints are often not cross-referenced with national crime databases. Now, we still have not been able to confirm exactly how the authorities eventually did figure out Pearson's true identity, but what we do know right now is he is behind bars facing an attempted murder charge for that shooting in New York City in 1999. Live at JSO headquarters, Eric Alvarez, First Coast News, on your side.